produced and directed by Spike Lee and was released in 1990, and it featured some of Hollywood's best up-and-coming talent at that time who've all gone on to become established stars, including Denzel Washington, Wesley Snipes, John Turturro, Samuel L. Jackson, Joey Lee, and in her first introductory role, Cinda Williams as Clark. If you have just tuned into this channel, please hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit the alarm bell so you can get notifications from me when my video is going to be uploaded, and help give this video a like as well. Mo Better Blues was released in 1990, and it is a multi-layered tale of self-centered jazz trumpeter Bleak Gillingham, brilliantly played by Denzel Washington, who is torn between two women in his life. Straight-laced, hard-working Indigo, played by Joey Lee, and sultry singer Clark, played by Cinda Williams. But there's also another layer to this tale, where Bleak and his childhood friend Giant are at rivalry with Bleak's band, who want him to dump Giant because he's not really a good manager, so they can get better management. And also Giant has gambling issues as well. And this film deals with love, loyalty, loss, betrayal, and redemption in some way, shape, or form. Mo Better Blues was the first film of Spike Lee's that I ever saw, and I was just mesmerized, man. It was energetic, it was vibrant, it was funny, it was colorful, it was stylish. The musical compositions, the three-dimensional characters, the way that these guys were acting and delivering their lines, it felt so conversational, and it didn't even feel like acting. You just felt like it was just friends having a conversation with one another. And add to the fact, Terence Blanchard and Bill Lee, Spike's father, who made the musical score for the film, it just made it such a mesmerizing watch. And this film came after Spike's epic and explosive film, Do the Right Thing. So this was a very, very, very different change in tone for Spike Lee. Whilst not as politically charged as Do the Right Thing, it was still a film that highlighted a lot of issues. And it was a musical / comedy / drama, and it was a different change in pace for Spike. And 30 years on, it is still an entertaining watch. And whilst it may not be one of Spike's films that many people bring to mind when they say, okay, what's your favorite Spike Lee film? Because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that still say Do the Right Thing, Malcolm X, When the Levees Broke. Some people may even say Black Klansman, Four Little Girls. This is still an entertaining watch. Denzel Washington as Bleak. When you just say the name Denzel, you know you're going to get a phenomenal performance. And there's not a film that this man has been in where he's given a dud performance. Mo Better Blues was Denzel's first leading role, and it solidified his role as a heartthrob. He'd just come off from winning an Oscar for Glory, and here he is in his leading role as Bleak. And there's a likable quality to Denzel and to every performance that he gives, because Bleak as a player, he's got two women. And whilst a character like that or a person like that might be someone that you might hate or detest, Denzel makes him likable. Just the other day, I was watching Training Day. He was playing a villain, but he made him so likable that you felt for him in some way, shape, or form. And again, this was to be the first of 4 collaborations between he and Spike Lee. They were going to do Malcolm X, they were going to do He Got Game, and they were going to do The Inside Man. And I've always believed that he's such a powerful actor that anybody who stars alongside him will always be acted off the screen. But the supporting actors in this film more than held their own. Wesley Snipes as Shadow Henderson. The rivalry between these two and the acting between these two was just excellent. Shadow is one of the main voices in the band that want Bleak to dump Giant, played by Spike Lee. And Shadow has his own aspirations of forming his own band. Wesley Snipes was mesmerizing in the role, and he was just as captivating as Denzel. And it's a shame that these two haven't worked together more, because they made such an excellent combination. And you could see that Wesley's star was on the rise. And even Denzel commended his supporting actor, Wesley Snipes. Also, the ladies, Joey Lee, Cinda Williams, in one of her first acting roles, they both balanced each other out. Joey Lee as the hard-working school teacher, and Cinda Williams as the sultry Clark. The role of Clark was originally written for Halle Berry, but she turned it down due to the love scenes. But Halle Berry would then go on to work with Spike in Jungle Fever. And the banter between the bandmates. I don't know how Spike filmed it. It didn't feel like acting to me. I don't know if he just put the camera on and then just let them riff and start improvising, but it just made for such excellent dialogue. There was also some up-and-coming actors at that time who've gone on to become established stars. Samuel L. Jackson was in the role. Charlie Murphy. The Turturro brothers as Mo and Josh. And again, there was some controversy over Spike's depiction of Mo and Josh. Many people deem that role to be anti-Semitic in its depiction of Jewish nightclub owners. And my whole thing was, me personally, if it was, then I don't think that the studios would have allowed it to be in the film. But more importantly than that, there was no anti-Semitic slurs directed towards these characters by any of the other characters in this film. So why was Spike Lee dragged through the mud like that? And more importantly than that, why wasn't Quentin Tarantino held to that same level of scrutiny with his overuse of N-word in his films? Terence Blanchard, Bill Lee, they've just made a soundtrack to that film that is just epic. The cinematography, the score, brilliant. And Spike Lee has just made a very, very vibrant and entertaining and soulful film. There are some jaw-dropping scenes in Mo Better Blues. One of my favourite scenes, one of the funniest scenes in the film was where Bleak gets caught out by his two women. He's basically making love to his women and he calls Indigo Clark and Clark Indigo. And the women just cuss him off. And there's one jaw-dropping scene of violence where Giant, played by Spike Lee, who also gives a good acting performance too, I might add, is a gambling addict. He owes a lot of money. And the boss that he owes money to says, you know what, I can't take this anymore. He needs to be taught a lesson. So Giant is dragged out to the back of the nightclub and he is beaten mercilessly. The way that scene was shot, it was just brutal. It was no holds barred, it was real hardcore. And then when Denzel's character Bleak comes to try and rescue his friend, he then gets beaten up. And he is hit in his face with a trumpet twice and blood's flying from his mouth. It was just a visceral scene. I think one of the down things with Mo Better Blues is the fact that the plot is so convoluted. It's not about one thing, it's about a variety of things, and the plot goes off in different directions. And I think that certain lines of dialogue, certain conversational scenes could have been cut out from the film to make the film flow more succinctly. But 30 years on, Mo Better Blues is still a film that can hold its own. And it is a shame that, like with Ghost, some of the key players in this film are no longer alive. Bill Nunn, who played one of Bleak's bandmates. Robin Harris, in his final role as an actor, as Butterbean. Charlie Murphy, who played one of the doormen. Dion Carroll, who played one of the jazz singers in the film. They've all passed away. If you haven't seen it, I'd advise you to give it a watch, because it is an entertaining film. So I'll give Mo Better Blues a very, very strong 8 out of 10. So that's my review. Hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. I'm doing a review of films from 1990, and then after that I've got another year of good films that came out that I'm going to be reviewing very, very soon. Hit that alarm bell so you can get notifications from me when my video is going to be uploaded. Hit that like button as well, so that's going to get the channel noticed and it's going to help the channel grow. How do you feel about Mo Better Blues 30 years on, if you've seen it? And what's your favourite collaboration between Denzel and Spike? Leave your comment in the comment section, and I shall see you on the next film review. Take care and stay safe, guys.